Hi everyone, it's Marissa here. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here as always. Now guys, today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Instead of doing something beauty or makeup related, I'm going to be talking all about my anxiety. Now to be honest guys, I'm getting a little bit anxiety talking about my anxiety and making a video about my anxiety, so I totally apologize if I look kind of nervous. That's the thing with anxiety. It really sucks and it limits you from doing so many things that you want to do. So guys, I kind of want to tell you a little bit about my anxiety and kind of what I'm dealing with and how I deal with it. So let's just get right on in. Let's not waste any time. So I do have a little coffee here right now, and I also have just a little notebook that I did write on to kind of remember everything that I do for my anxiety, because if you know what anxiety feels like, you probably know that you forget a lot of things being put on the spot. So the first thing I want to talk about is how my anxiety started. So I graduated high school I graduated in 15, so it's now 18. So this year, guys, I am going to be graduated out of high school for 3 years. It'll be 3 years in June. Now, the reason I am telling you when I graduated is because when I graduated, all of a sudden my anxiety did start. I did not have anxiety all throughout, you know, middle school, high school. I never had anxiety up until I graduated. Like after that, it all just started coming to me and getting worse and worse gradually. So I started college right after I got out of high school. So I went into summer school college and everything was still good. I didn't have anxiety or anything like that up until I finished that class. After that class, I kind of started getting anxiety because I almost felt like the world is putting this pressure on me of having to go to school, having to get a job, and then having to, you know, work at that job for the rest of your life. And in order to go to school, or in order to have money, you have to go to school, and yada yada yada. So after I started realizing the pressures of life is kind of when my anxiety started, I think. So basically that's how my anxiety started. Ever since then, now everything gives me anxiety. Everything that we hear going on in the world with these horrible things happening, my mind, I don't know what it is, but everywhere I go now, I feel like something bad is going to happen no matter where I go. Like I can be at a children's musical and I will literally feel like something bad and horrible is going to happen and I'm like going to die. That is where my anxiety stems from, the fear of death. I am super, I guess, scared of the thought of death, because when I initially think about it, I'm totally fine. Like death, okay, everybody dies, we're all destined to die. Not to get too depressing, but we're all destined for that. And so I think about it, okay, it's fine. But if I'm laying in bed at night and I'm thinking, I'll be thinking like, okay, yeah, we die. Where do we go after we die? Are we going to remember after we die? Who are we gonna see after we die? Am I gonna remember my mom after I die? Am I going to, you know? So it's like, if you have anxiety, you know exactly how I feel when I say that. It's very difficult, but so that's kind of how my anxiety started. That is now how I am. I'm very, very anxious all of the time. How anxiety feels, if you guys don't know or you don't struggle with like severe anxiety, basically you start feeling very, very frustrated. You start feeling very hot. You almost, if you're gonna have a panic attack, you almost can't breathe. Your chest is kind of hurting, almost as if it is closing in on you like you have asthma. You get a sensation, like a feeling of wanting to cry. Like, I know that that's how I am. I cry really bad when I have really bad anxiety, and it's not because I'm sad, but it's because I'm so frustrated with how I feel. I can't put into words how I feel, so I get so frustrated and I start crying. So that's just a little bit of how anxiety feels. And the biggest thing for me when my anxiety is I always feel like something bad is going to happen. So that's how my anxiety feels. I don't know if it's the same for everyone. I know that it is very different. There's different types of anxieties. For me, I know I have general anxiety and I also have social anxiety. So like I said, in high school, I was never like that. I never had anxiety. I was able to be around a bunch of people and have a lot of friends and talk to a lot of people. And now I have social anxiety, so now if I see someone in a store, I almost avoid them because I'm so nervous. I tend to think about what I'm going to say, like, oh my gosh, like, what do I even say to this person? And then if they tell me this, what am I going to say after that? Like, I think about the conversation too much to the point where I can't even hold a conversation with somebody. I'm sure a lot of you struggle with the same things, social anxiety and general anxiety, and other kinds of anxieties that may be much worse than mine. You can't just, wish anxiety away or hope it away or whatever. So you kind of have to take steps into, making your anxiety a little bit better, making yourself feel better. Nobody else is going to make you feel better. The only person that's going to make you feel better is yourself. So you really, really want to focus on yourself, especially when you have anxiety. You don't really want to try to put all of yourself into somebody else. I know that was a big thing of mine. And another thing that made my anxiety worse was that I always put everything into other people and I don't really pay attention to myself. So I can be sitting here absolutely crumbling and heartbroken and depressed and sad. But if this person is sad, I'm gonna help them in all that I can and push my emotions to the side. So if I can give you guys one piece of advice, it would be to put yourself first, because like I said, you're the only person that's going to be there in the end. You're the only person that can heal yourself. I know that a lot of people can help, like your mom, maybe your dad, your family, your therapist, your friends, your significant other, whoever. I know that they can help with your anxiety. However, you're the one that's going to be having to deal with it, and you're the one who's going to be having to look in the mirror every single day. The best piece of advice would just be to take care of yourself, to think about yourself, to put yourself first. And I know it's very hard for a lot of people to do that. I know it's extremely hard for myself to do that. Yeah. I still struggle with putting myself first, and I just really want to make it clear that that's the most important thing. I'm working on it myself. It makes me very emotional because I know I don't put myself first. I know I put a lot of other things before me, even my dog, before myself. So, I'm working on it too. So if you guys ever feel alone, or if you guys feel like, you're never going to beat anxiety, or you're just, just know you're not alone. I know anxiety can feel like you are alone. Anxiety can feel like, nobody cares about you. Nobody, wants you around, just that you are so alone in this world. But just remember that you're not alone. And I know it's so easy to say that, if I hear somebody saying, oh, you're not alone, like, okay, well, you don't know how it feels, I know that's how a lot of people feel, but I'm just telling you guys right now, you're not alone, and I know exactly how you feel. I know exactly the feeling, exactly everything. I know I'm there right now. Okay guys, so I'm going to be talking a little bit about what I do to help my anxiety. Oh, hi Norman. I guess the first thing I can start with is a pet. Come here, Norman. Come here. Alright guys, so I'm going to tell you guys just a little bit of how I cope with my anxiety and the things that I do to help make my anxiety better. And the first thing, I'm sure you guys can see him already, is a pet. So this is my pup. Ooh, my big pup. This is my pup Norman. Say hi, Norms. This is my dog Norman. I got him. Oh, someone's tired. Okay. I got him oh wait, no, we're not in 2017 anymore. So in 2016 I got him for my birthday. My mother got him for me, and honestly guys, this is one of the biggest things that helps me with my anxiety, believe it or not, is okay, let's put you to sleep. You're very tired. So as I was saying guys, my dog is one of the biggest things that helps me with my anxiety. I know that I get very, I start feeling very alone and very frustrated and sad, and I don't know what it is, but something about having a dog in particular, they wag their tails when they see you. They are super happy to see you and want to play all the time and just want to cuddle all the time, and I cannot stress enough that having an animal for your mental health is actually really, really great. Every time I hug my dog when I have anxiety, or even just when I hug him in general, I really do feel like I'm like handing off my stress. Like I'm handing off my stress, I'm handing off my anxieties. Like I start to feel a little bit lighter every time I hug my dog, and it isn't the same with people, because another thing that helps is just getting a hug in general. That is something that helps, but I notice that even if I do get a hug from, let's say, my fiance or whatever, it's still not the same as hugging my dog. So that is one thing that I use, or that I do, to help my anxiety. Another thing that I do guys that has helped me so much, I have been doing this since, I want to say since 2011, I have been writing in a journal. So this is my journal that I have. Yes, there's like a lot of stickers. I personalized it myself just because I feel like if you don't personalize your journal, you're not as comfortable writing in it. And I know that sounds super weird, but once you personalize your journal, you're like, wow, like that's my journal. Like I made that. Like I'm gonna write in you. So that's how I feel about this. I personalized the front and the back with some stickers that I really like. Now this guys, I cannot stress enough how amazing this has been to me. Like I said, I've been writing since 2011, and the funny thing is I haven't had anxiety since 2011, but I've always just really liked writing my feelings down and writing, you know, if I'm sad or mad or whatever. It just helps release stress, release anger, release sadness. So when I got, you know, or when I started writing in this journal, which this is my newest journal, the entry I have, the first entry I have is from 2014. So I have been writing in this since 2014. But ever since I got this journal and started writing in it again as I've had anxiety, it has been one of the best things, you know, I can possibly have. Not only that, it's different than talking to somebody or going to see a therapist or talking to your mom or whatever, because I know some things you can't tell your mom, you can't tell your significant other, you can't tell a therapist because you feel, you know, kind of weird or it's TMI or whatever. So this journal is the thing that knows me the most. Like I would be the most vulnerable person in the world if anyone read this journal. So the next thing I'm going to talk about guys is some essential oils. So essential oils I like to use are peppermint, tea tree, and lavender. These three oils are my all-time favorite for my anxiety. They're just super stress relieving, super calming. What I like to do, I have these three oils right here. They are Aroma Aria Essentials, if you guys are wondering the brand. So I take this thing right here. This I got at TJ Maxx. I actually got it for a Christmas gift, but I've always used essential oils. I just love essential oils. So I have been using this thing. Now it's called Aroma Aria Essentials My Custom Pillow Spray Aromatherapy Blend. So what you do is you take some of the drops of essential oil, you put it in this spray bottle, and you fill up the bottle 80% water with, okay, I just said it, with water. You spray this stuff around. I mean, the mist is beautiful, for one. Oh, and it got all in my cup, okay. But for two, just smelling that makes you feel so much more calm. It releases all of your stresses. Like, it just brings positive energy. I'm not kidding you guys. Smelling good things really helps your anxiety. Like, no matter who you are, I know that good smelling things help your anxiety. I don't know why, but I feel like it's the kind of thing, like, if you're smelling something good, life feels good. You know what I'm saying? So that brings me to my next one, of course, would be a candle. So this one is my ginger cookie biscuit candle. This one was from like Michael's. It's like all gone already. I've been using it like crazy. This one, like, oh, I just love this smell so much. Sorry guys, by the way, if the lighting is getting kind of wonky. Like I said in my last video, I don't have artificial lighting. It's only sunlight, so my video is kind of starting to go downhill from here because the sun is disappearing. So this candle I use in particular because it does smell like fall. And, fall time always brings me back to good memories, to Christmas, Thanksgiving, anything like that. So you guys also want to get yourself a candle that kind of just brings back good scents, almost like a nostalgia kind of candle. I know that that always makes me feel better with my anxiety, so it might do the same for you. Some things that are not tangible. So driving in your car, I know if nothing else works, my candle, you know, my essential oils, my dog, nothing works. I do like to just drive. I like to just get in my car, throw on some music, roll down the windows and drive and just kind of breathe. You know what I'm saying? Just relax in your car. No one's around you. No one has to talk to you or, you know, make you feel worse, make you feel better, whatever. Like, you can do it all yourself. Another thing is taking deep breaths. So I know that life can be super duper hectic, and I know that we're doing this, we're doing that, we're going to school, we're going, you know, here, there, whatever, and you forget to just stop and take a deep breath. You know what? Pause this video right now. Pause it and take a deep breath. I will wait. Did you guys take a deep breath? Okay. So take a deep breath. That is the biggest thing also that I can say. I know that I tend to forget to just breathe throughout my day. I know my mom, she always reminds me too, like, hey, you're not breathing. Like, and I know that's the weirdest thing to think about because you're always breathing. I mean, you'd be dead if you didn't breathe, but deep breaths are super important. I'm not kidding you guys, super important. Another thing, guys, is, I mean, it might be the obvious, just talking to somebody, hugging somebody. I know that if I have anxiety, I like to talk to my mom or talk to my fiance or just give my fiance a hug. I know every time I have anxiety, he likes to just give me a big hug, a big long hug, and honestly it really helps. I know that contact with somebody kind of helps a lot because, like I said, anxiety makes you feel very alone, so you want to know that someone is there with you, someone is supporting you and rooting for you. So guys, another thing that I want to talk about that helps me with my anxiety is just sitting down, relaxing, and watching some TV or watching, you know, for me it's YouTube. I really love to watch YouTube. I get all of my calmness from YouTube. If I'm feeling very anxious, I just throw on Jaclyn Hill or throw on Nicole Guerrero and I'm set, I am good, and I'm feeling good. Or having a hobby of your own. Mine is, of course, makeup. I like to do makeup if I'm feeling very anxious because the best thing to do if you have anxiety is taking your mind off of the anxiety. So you could go cook or do your makeup or those coloring books. That's something that I also use, a coloring book for your anxiety. You know, those adult coloring books, those help a lot. Just doing something that's a little bit time consuming that really takes your mind off the anxiety, because by the time you're done doing whatever you're doing, you're not going to remember what you were even anxious about in the first place. The last thing I'm going to be talking to you guys about is a vape pen that my fiance found for me. He's always trying to find things for my anxiety to help better it, and one thing that I did find that works, or he found that works, is something called Pharma X, I think it's, yeah, Pharma X vape pen, or Pharma XoXo. I forget, but I'll put it up here or down here, wherever on the screen, a picture of what I'm talking about. It's a 0 THC vape pen. So it has no, the pen has no THC in it, all it has is CBD. So CBD is a very calming substance that you, I guess, kind of want to have, because if you're not calm and relaxed, CBD will do wonders for you. Again, this pen has no THC or anything like that, so it's not going to give you that high out of the world type feeling that, you know, other things do. Personally, that's not for me. I don't like any of that. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't like any of that stuff, so I don't like to feel that way. Someone with anxiety, a lot of times it makes you feel even more paranoid and anxious when you do, you know, things that get you, you know, high and stuff. So I'm not a big fan of that, but this pen does wonders for me. I just got it recently, but it puts me to sleep when I want to go to sleep, which is another thing I struggle with. I literally feel like I have insomnia, I'm not kidding you. It puts me to sleep, it relaxes me if I only puff a little bit. It just takes my mind off of things, guys, and I just really recommend this pen to anyone who's, you know, over 18, of course, to try this out and really just, or if you're under 18, ask your parents, because it's 0 THC, so it's not going to do anything bad for you. It doesn't cause cancer or anything like that. It's just going to help relax you, and it's super great for somebody with anxiety or depression or insomnia. I really recommend this pen. It's done wonders for me, and if you know me, you know I have horrible anxiety, very bad, and this pen really does work for me. So yeah, I think that's the last one. Oh, and of course, drink some more water. I know that if I don't eat my meals, 3 meals in a day, or I don't drink a lot of water, or get enough sleep, I will start getting extremely anxious. So, you know, just the necessary things to survive: eating more, drinking more water, and getting enough sleep, your 8 hours at least a night. That'll really reduce your anxiety as well. I know that works for me. Now guys, I'm not saying that everything in this video that I have been talking about is going to work for you. However, these are some things that you can just try out and see whether it's going to help you in your anxiety or not. These are just things that work for me. So if they work for me, they might work for you. I don't really know. It took me a very long time to figure all of these things out, because anxiety is a work in progress. It is something that you really have to pay attention to your body, to things that you're putting in your body, to things that you're doing every single day, to the people that you're around. It takes a very long time to figure out coping mechanisms for your anxiety, and I'm still not there. Anyone who knows me knows that I struggle really bad with my anxiety still. I mean, I'm horrible, and I'm still trying to figure things out. That's why I just got that vape pen that I now am loving. So yeah guys, I wish you all the best of luck. Just know guys, you have anxiety, I have anxiety, you are not alone, and I know that it may feel freaking horrible all the time when having anxiety, but it's totally normal. You're not alone. So many people in the world have anxiety, and it honestly seems like this anxiety thing is growing, and much more people are having it nowadays. So no, you're not alone, and that you can beat it. I know so many people who have beat it, that I am very proud of, and I know I'm gonna get there soon too. Just know that you're gonna get there as well, that you are not alone at all. And yeah, I think that's it guys. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them all down in the comments down below. Of course, if you guys do like me and want to see more of my videos, then please subscribe to my channel down below. That would mean so much to me, to see my channel grow and see you guys actually really enjoying my videos. If you have any video recommendations, again, leave them in the comments. I guess guys, like this video if you guys do like it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.